Hey Killer Bees, it's Paula B from PaulaBFitness.com, and on tap today, it's day 30 of the Weight Loss for Women Over 50 series, and today we are all about that cardio toning. Today is absolutely no jumping at all. There are no transitions to the ground, and you are going to need your lightest dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells that are light enough, please do this one hands-free. It's still a great workout, and you can also open up the description box below and get my exact 3-pair set that has weights that are appropriate for any of our weighted workouts. You guys, when you're ready for this one, I am totally ready. Let's go. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. If you are using dumbbells, make sure that they are completely out of the way while we are doing our warm-ups, and we're gonna get started with arm circles and high knees. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, I've been active today. I've been moving around and my shoulders are like, no, you haven't. It's amazing how every single day when we get started on this warm-up, my body has something new and different to share with me. It's like show and tell every day. My body is like, oh, say, this is how I'm feeling today. Hopefully you are getting kind of attuned to your body in the same way. I mean, I know I've mentioned it enough times now. Maybe you're starting to pay attention a little bit when you first start moving. What messages is your body sending you? Your body always has something to say. Sometimes we would like to ignore it. Sometimes we're like, no, I don't care if you're stiff and sore. I'm going to go ahead and move a little bit anyways. But sometimes what your body is saying when it is stiff and sore is that you can move a little bit slower, and that's totally okay. The point of our warm-up, of course, is to bring up your heart rate, get those joints and muscles moving and grooving, get everything lubricated and ready to go. But sometimes you need more, and that's totally okay. I feel at this point, 30 days in, I have mentioned to you so many times that you should always make the workout and the warm-up work for you. If you need to take longer, take longer. That is totally okay with me. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers and booty kickers, especially on a day like today. Tell you what, cardio toning, it's so deceptively simple. I love cardio toning workouts, but you know what? There is probably, arguably, the highest risk for injury of almost all of my workouts doing cardio toning. Partly because we're doing cardio, we're moving fast, and we've got something heavy in our hands that we're not really used to. It's a very unusual thing that we do. Generally speaking, when we have something heavy, we're moving at a slow and controlled rate because we're thinking about it so much. But when we're combining cardio and toning in a cardio toning workout, we are doing something, for lack of a better word, abnormal for our bodies. It takes special diligence to really think about what we're doing, to make sure that your core is always pulled in, to make sure that you're moving at a rate that feels best for you, and that you're using excellent form and not trying to lift too heavy or go too fast. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. And that's why the warm-up is especially important for a cardio toning workout. I mean, it's important for every workout. There's absolutely no benefit to be had from not warming up before you start working out. Your body needs a transition period from doing whatever it was doing before into exercising. Your brain needs a transition period. My brain specifically needs a transition period where I can kind of settle in and think about what we're doing and start focusing on this is what we're doing now. And in fact, this is what we're doing now. You guys, I've got a great one planned for us today. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for intervals of 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. We're going to have dumbbells in our hands if you have light enough dumbbells, or not if you don't. And we're going through a couple of mini circuits, not too many, but mini circuits to keep things fresh and moving fast today. So let's go ahead and get started. We're doing something I call walking stars, which you might know as a box step. However, whatever you call it, works for me. We're going to start with the weights in our hands. We're stepping forward and stepping back, changing leader feet each and every time so that it gives our brain a little bit of work to do as well as our body. Now, when it beeps again, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest, and then I've got another exercise for us. This is a repeating workout today. As mentioned, they are mini circuits. So 10 seconds of rest here. And coming up next is squat jacks. When your hands are down, your hips are down in a squat. When your hands come up, your hips come up. So we're squatting down. Hands are doing basically a jumping jack motion, and your hips are doing a squat. Sometimes when we don't have weights in our hands, we can go a whole lot faster on this. I got started way too fast, as a matter of fact. Making sure that you find a pace that doesn't spike your heart rate instantly and something that you can sustain. 10 seconds of rest. Oh my goodness. Coming up next is disco dancers, which is just the silliest thing to call this exercise, but it reminds me of John Travolta. So we've got one hand popping up overhead while the opposite foot is tapping out to the side. And yes, you can see I've even got my disco fingers going on this one, even with the weights in my hand. Getting that little bit of a pivot in the middle, holding your core in and working those abs. 10 seconds of rest. You guys, that was our mini circuit. And we're gonna do that again 2 more times. So we're starting again with walking stars, where you step forward, forward, back and back. Pick an apple and then put it in your pocket. Which is truly one of my favorite ways of thinking about this exercise. It's very visual. You know exactly what you're doing when you're picking an apple and putting it in your pocket. When it beeps, we'll get 10 seconds of rest. Awesome job. Coming up next is those squat jacks. This kind of work is just enough for us today, where we're definitely feeling the work of the 20 seconds, but that 10 seconds of rest, here we are with squat jacks, can really help you manage your heart rate. I've noticed, especially this month, that all of our cardio toning and walking with weights workouts, my heart rate comes up a little bit high, and the next day I am, 10 seconds of rest, a little bit sore. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, coming up next we're doing those disco dancers for the second time. It's also not really the point of our series. You know, the whole thing about moderation is that it's supposed to be moderate. And I know that sometimes it's hard to find exactly what's moderate, but generally speaking, moderate feels moderate. It feels almost 10 seconds of rest too easy. Being sore the next day, I know that mentally that feels so nice, like, oh, I got a great workout. We're doing walking starts for the third and final time. Forward, back and back. But as far as your body is concerned, that sore feeling is stressful. Now, stress isn't in and of itself a bad thing. I know that we think that it is. I mean, stress, oh my gosh, that's so bad. Your body is actually really designed to handle stress, and exercise is a stress. 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next is squat jacks for the third and final time. So your body can handle stress. But the trick is, at this age, here we go with squat jacks, hands doing jumping jacks, legs doing squats, feeling good. The trick with stress at our age is that we don't have quite as many of the hormone, estrogen, that handles stress and relieves stress. 10 seconds of rest that we used to. So your body, while it can still absolutely do the work, can't always recover. Coming up next is disco dancers for the third and final time. So here we go with disco and dancer. Twist and point. One hand up at a time. Feeling good. Finding that heart rate that isn't too high or too low, but that is just right. When it beeps again, 10 seconds of rest, and then we're moving on to our second mini circuit. Awesome job. Coming up next, we're going to do the letter K's. So that's where we start with our hands up overhead. One hand and one leg come out to one side at a time. So hands up, out, and out. I am absolutely taking this a little bit slower than I might otherwise. Wanting to make sure that my heart rate doesn't get too high and that the work is just right. My friends, when your body, 10 seconds of rest, and coming up next is punching high knees. So we're punching forward with one hand at a time while we bring up one knee at a time. If you have the coordination to do your opposite hand and your opposite knee, that's awesome. If not, don't worry about it. There's nothing magic about going across your body other than it works your abs a little bit more. It also works your brain a little bit more, but however you are moving is moving, and that is what we are doing today. The thing about having 10 seconds of rest, coming up next is wide open side kicks. So elbows are going to be up here at shoulder height. We're going to kick and open up one side at a time. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and keep on going here. So kick and open, kick and open. Whew, doggies. This is a challenging one, and this is exactly why I kept these intervals from being too long or too much, because my friends, too much stress, a buildup of stress, 10 seconds of rest, and then we're going back to those letter K's when it beeps again. A buildup of stress that your body can't relieve because it doesn't have as much estrogen as it used to leads your body to store fat. Now, biologically, this makes absolute sense that a long, long time ago, the only stress we had was lack of food. We do not struggle from that, most of us do not struggle from that in the modern world, but your body is still your body. It is still a primitive being. 10 seconds of rest, and coming up next is those punching high knees. Your body stores fat because it's afraid you're going to starve to death. And that's really nice of your body. I mean, thank you, body. I appreciate that our bodies really, really have our best interests at heart. The problem is that we live in the modern world where there is stress all around us, and it's rarely from starving to death. When it beeps again, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. Although that does bring up an interesting point, my friend, because you, like many of us, might have spent many, many, many years. Coming up next is those wide open side kicks, half open at a time, right here at shoulder height for those hands. You might have been in a position for a long time that many, many of us have been in, where we are trying to lose weight, and so therefore we are just cutting calories, and cutting calories. 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, it's letter K's for the third and final time. This is our last time through this mini circuit. And that is stressful. That is, in fact, the exact stress that your body has adapted by storing fat to take care of. If you are not eating enough calories, my friend, that could be why you can't lose weight. It could be the reason for your struggle. 10 seconds of rest. If your body thinks you are starving to death, it's going to store fat. Coming up next is those punching high knees for the third and final time. So punching with one high knee at a time. And the good news here is that is so easy to resolve. I mean, seriously, it's like the easiest thing in the world to resolve. Eat enough. How much do you is enough? I mean, how do you know what enough is? When it beeps again, we're getting 10 seconds of rest. The fact is, you need to calculate it. When it beeps again, we're doing those wide open side kicks for the third and final time. If you have not already downloaded my 19-page information resource, here we go with those wide open side kicks. I have in there links to websites, and truly, you can Google weight loss calorie calculator. There are thousands of websites. Some of them are better than others, but there are thousands of websites that can help you calculate the exact right number of calories. 10 seconds of rest, and here we go with our third and final mini circuit. I got a little 3x3x3 going on here today. Starting first is triceps curl downs. So we're tapping out to the side while curling down in a triceps pull down. Hands start at your shoulders or your chest. We're tapping out that foot and curling that arm down, and I feel that so well in the backs of my arms. Nice job. When it beeps, we're gonna get 10 seconds of rest. Awesome. Coming up next is something I call close squat swings. We're going to have our feet together and we're going to squat from this position. Hands start on one side near your hips while we squat. As we come up, hands go up. And then as we squat on down again, hands go down on the other side. So you're twisting at the bottom of each squat and hands going straight up in the air in the middle. Lots of good compound work here. Your shoulders are working, your abs are working, your hips and glutes are working. Nice job. 10 seconds of rest. And oh my gosh, heart and lungs totally working. Coming up next, we're doing twisting Ys. Again, feet super close together. Going to start up in the letter Y. We're going to twist down with one hand and then twist down with the other. Wherever you can reach across your body. For me, it's just about my knee. The trick here, oh my gosh, is keeping that other hand up in the air. Feeling that twist in the middle means we're working our abs, of course. 10 seconds of rest. Yes, this is the last mini circuit because it is a challenging mini circuit. Starting again with those triceps curl downs. And here we go. The thing is, my friend, There is a number of calories that you need to be eating. Your body knows what you need to eat. And the best way to make sure that you are treating your body with moderation with your calories and your exercise, 10 seconds of rest, is to know what that is. Very, very often, the apps that we use to track calories start us at a very low number. Here we go with those close squat swings. Most apps will have you start with a very low number of calories and then allow you to eat back your exercise calories. Now here's the thing, when we were younger, that could absolutely work. That's not problematic for many, many people. 10 seconds of rest. But now that we're a little bit older and our bodies don't have the same adaptations to stress that they used to, twisting Y's is coming up next. Gonna have those hands up, feet close together, twist across your body, and twist across your body. The fact is that it can get us into this cycle of trying to exercise more so we can eat more. And you don't need to do that when that low number of calories wasn't enough to begin with. 10 seconds of rest. You guys, we are 2 rounds done. And coming up next is our third and final round of our third and final mini circuit, starting with those triceps curl downs. Hands at your chest, tapping it out and curling it down. So finding the exact right number of calories and taking the eating your calories from your workout out of the equation can really help you moderate your calories in. 10 seconds of rest while moderating your workouts. Coming up next is those close squat swings. Honestly, moderate is just the way to go. It is the kinder, simpler way to go. When you are eating enough, your body won't be stressed. When you are exercising little enough, your body won't be stressed. When you realize that what you're doing, 10 seconds of rest, is the right thing rather than the hardest thing, the thing that feels like punishment, the thing that feels like deprivation, twisting Y's is coming up next, then your mind can relax also. My friends, weight loss should not feel like punishment. And in fact, what I really hope is that weight loss for you feels like self-love, feels like giving yourself the gift of doing the right thing. Oh my gosh, we are done. Oh, but we're not finished. Coming up next, we're going to stand on one leg, of course, because I've got some balancing work for us. And we are doing a front kick, back kick. And I apologize, I should have been punching at the same time. We're punching forward and punching forward while we are kicking forward and kicking back. Yes, this is all coordination all the time. But the good news is, first of all, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. But also, we've gone from our 3x3 to a little 2x2, still on that same leg. We're going to burn it out, but only 2 times. We're going to do 2 times on one side, 2 times on the other. So we are kicking while we are punching forward, kicking back while we are punching forward. This is shoulders, abs, hips, glutes. Oh my gosh, all the way down the hamstrings into your calves. Literally every muscle in your body is working right now, and I know you feel it. 10 seconds of rest, and we're going to switch sides. Okay, shake out that leg that was standing and get ready for it to start kicking, which is going to be significantly more difficult coordination-wise for me. So kicking forward, kicking back. Oh golly, this leg was supposed to be easier to balance on, and it's not. I've gotten real sweaty and really to the end of the workout is what I've gotten. Make sure that you pull in your core. 10 seconds of rest. Coming up next, it's our last interval of the last thing of the last everything for the day. You have done such a good job. Oh, here we go. Kick it forward, kick it back, kick it forward, kick it back. The next time it beeps is the last time it's gonna beep, and then we are gonna cool it down. Oh my goodness, what a good job you've done today. Finding the exact right amount of everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put my dumbbells completely out of my way, turn off the timer. and take a big deep breath. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know that I was literally talking the entire time, but when you put the dumbbells down, don't you just take that big deep breath like, we did it. We did it. Nice big arm circles, and let's cool down. 30 days done. My friends, coming up tomorrow. I don't usually do the whole, coming up tomorrow, but coming up tomorrow, I've got some answers to your questions. I mean, I feel like I try to answer some of your questions during like all of our workouts. I give you a little bit of information here, a little bit of information there. But coming up tomorrow, I've got another beautiful walk. We're gonna finish on day 31 exactly where we started, except in a totally different place. And tomorrow, I'm going to answer your questions about what do we do next? Where do we go from here? And my friends, there's so many places we can go from here. Right now, we're cooling down. Right now, we're gonna make sure that we get some cool down stretching, and then I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I'm gonna get on with my day, and I assume that you are gonna do the same. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers. And arm closers. Give yourself a big 30-day hug. Pat yourself on the back. What a great, great job you have done every single day of this challenge so far. You know, you still have one day left. My friends, I have a longer cool down for you here on screen. I know that some of us do the bare minimum, and some of us love to do a nice full body cool down. I totally applaud you for that. Please make sure that you click that either here on screen or down in the description below. There's a link somewhere. It's also on my website. It's also on, everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, wherever I am, you can find a link to that cool down. On the other side of the screen is the playlist with all 30 so far, but there's going to be 31 workouts in this series that you can come back to again and again and again for your weight loss results. And down on the bottom of the screen is the letter P. That's an invitation to go over to Patreon, where a monthly pledge from you helps me make free workouts for all of us. And thank you so much for your support. On the other side of the screen, that's a picture of me, and it's actually a subscribe button. Make sure that you click that and the bell notification so YouTube will let you know every time I upload a new workout. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.